against the top defense in the country. But it is a great test for both these teams, which are both in the middle of ridiculous gauntlets. Doesn't get any less ridiculous tonight as Steven Anderson tips it up with Byron Jarrett and Kip Kissinger. The Volunteers wearing the road black control first here at Norman. Just the second meeting ever between these teams, and the first since 1968. Tennessee won that game 55-49. I'm sure Rick Barnes would love that score. Igor Milicic has the first shot, and off a 21-point performance, the transfer from Charlotte opens the scoring for Tennessee. Starting five for Oklahoma: Bryson Godine, Duke Miles, and Fears. Great shooters at the guards. Jalen Moore, one of the SEC's leading scorers, and Sam Godwin. It's an Oklahoma team that will go 10 deep. Year 4 under Porter Moser, trying to get to the tournament for the first time, and they start with a three from the redshirt senior Duke Miles.
They're going to have to make shots, and at times those shots may come quickly. You may want to work it a bit, how hard you're going to have to work on the defensive end, but you've got to take the first best shot possible if you're Oklahoma. All
SEC caliber guards, Kai Ziegler and Chaz Lanier with Milicic. Jemai Meshack, outstanding defender, and here's Felix Okpara, whose shot is short and grabbed by Jalen Moore. 68. Tennessee won that game 55-49. I'm sure Rick Barnes would love that score. Igor Milicic has the first shot, and off a 21-point performance. And Sam Godwin. It's an Oklahoma team that will go 10 deep. Year 4 under Porter Moser, trying to get to the tournament for the first time, and they start with a three.
I think it's great when Ziegler gets into the lane, but if he gives up his dribble, that's going to be tough to pass out.
Fears, the freshman, first shot attempt, banks it in, which Godwin flattens against the front of the rim.
You know, part of the reason why he missed that is he didn't expect to get such a look out.
Okpara up top from Ziegler. And more misses as Oklahoma now gets the number 4 team in the country in the midst of 5 straight ranked opponents. Corner three for Chaz Lanier.
You've got to know where he is at all times. He's the last person you give up an open look to.
You think the guy who's 4th in the country and made threes, you might want to lock down. Here's Miles driving on the left side. This one will not be missed.
Get off the bounce and get where he wants to go and put pressure on the defense with the dribble.
Jordan Gaining, Keith Phillips have called the bench for Tennessee. Here is Phillips laying it up and in. Off the bounce, Ziegler.
But he didn't even need a hard closeout to beat his man. That's a superpower.
And a takeaway for Ziegler, one of the best defenders in the country. Sets up the drive for Lanier, who's got an early 5. Forsythe, the freshman, is one of them. Glenn Elvis and Mohamed Wagee. Forsythe,
nice.
He's played really well the last couple of games. Young man from right here in the state.
Kai Ziegler has 5 assists, and the game's not 5 minutes old.
The SEC leader in assists, 7.5 a game. Moore knocks down the 3 for Oklahoma.
Having a spacer like Chaz Lanier might be the biggest key, though. Well, Milicic as well.
Ziegler splits a couple of defenders, Taylor and Elvis, and takes it to the rim for 2. Lanier. The ball finds its way to Phillips. Here's Ziegler off the bounce again. Inside Taylor for a tough 2.
All you can do is hand check it.
It's Ralph Parton in 1980. 5'9" Zakai Ziegler. Gainey turns it over to Taylor. Fears racing down the floor. Boy, the thigh looked good there.
Battle right now. Your adrenaline picks up. You roll.
Lanier rattles in at 3. Chaz Lanier's second 3 of the game.
It's amazing what happens when you can knock down threes. What happens? You get hard closeouts.
Lanier drives it on Taylor this time. Another tough finish at the rim, and a timeout Oklahoma.
Easiest thing to attack. Great finish from Chaz Lanier.
Coming off of 5 straight games against top 15 teams, and they went 3-2 in those 5.
Is that a reasonable rate?
I think so. I don't think it was even a rant.
No, it was just a point. Just been a challenge to start.
Tennessee 11 for 13, 18 points in the paint. The other 2, Lanier 3. Still lead into a third and drill it. Rapid development he's had here physically, mentally in his year at Tennessee. Once again, they do it in Tennessee. Dubar will take a 3. He'll score it. Tennessee has hit 7 straight.
We talk about player development, but we don't talk about people development enough. Good response by Miles anywhere.
Meshack drops it off. Lanier, Gainey, 3. It's good. 8 straight makes for Tennessee.
Like being here. And this is just good ball movement. You run them off the line, which is the right thing to do, but you over-rotate. Gainey gets a 3.
Bishop Boswell sees the floor for the first time. 9th man in this 9-man Tennessee rotation. Forsythe into the paint and denied by Ampara. You can repeat it if you want, but sure, it makes sense.
I like validation.
Miles spinning, end of the shot clock. That'll be a violation as Ampara got another block.
I'll have an analogy for it by the end of the day.
Inside, there's a feed for Milicic. Tennessee, which had turned it over a bunch, now has made.
Nobody runs that great of out of bounds underneath stuff.
Lanier has space. His first miss will be cleaned up promptly by Ampara.
Telling you, I think you really have to rethink switching against Tennessee.
Moore, left-handed layup will go. That snaps a scoring drought. Be first team all-conference this year. Great back cut, and Lanier couldn't finish. Saves it to Ziegler for 3, and it's good.
Dangerous stuff. You think you dodge one right there with a missed opportunity, and then you can just get kicked right in the pants with a Ziegler 3. You know, when you score a lot of points, what shots do you get? And how did you get those shots? Did you create rhythm into the shot? Good cut.
Godine gets it from Fears. First bucket for Bryson Godine, the 6-year senior. We're cut off by Oklahoma. More active defensively on this possession. Ziegler splits through the double. Ziegler back out for Milicic. And he's fouled on a 3.
Oklahoma was good in that possession. They were really good until like the 3-second mark.
The 7th assist in the half for Ziegler and a 7-3 for the Vols. More patient, and then Phillips with a volleyball spike on the back end.
Because they're so good.
Oh, it's happening. It's being done.
Grow up and be better.
Moore lays it in. Jalen Moore's got 7 to lead OU. A couple of early threes, but did not score most of the half. Godine and Elvis combined for just 2. Fears absolutely smothered by Meshack.
Start to get the shots that you want, pick apart, figure out what you're going to get through the defense, but it can't just be get back in this game. It's got to have a deeper focus.
Lanier.
Because then there's that.
3.5 threes per game, 4th in the country. He's hit 3 today. Godine, another dynamite 3-point shooter, finally gets one to go from deep.
And this could be the first ever #1 seed in Tennessee men's basketball history.
Great find by
awesome.
Milicic. He hits Lanier, who's got 17.
They have so many ways to pick you apart. Got to be concerned with Lanier coming off that little rub, handoff, 3-point shot. So what do? You hug up and you get beat on a back door. So they could execute in the half court. They
an assist and a tire just blown by Gainey. Hopefully he's all right. Back into the play late. OU had a 5-on-4, and Phillips didn't care.
Disruptive in so many ways. Do they go for a ton of steals, or do they kind of coach you into by closing a lot of gaps with their length?
Ziegler gets the switch on McGee here. He'll shoot over him, and he'll hit a 3.
Anyway, the answer will be yes. Thank you for participating in my made-up exercise. Fears elbow jumper is good. Just his 3rd make of the day.
And he's absolutely right. You learn a little about yourself, and coach learns, and team learns a lot about you for fighting through it.
Lanier.
So I'm there for the soap opera.
It'll be relentlessly entertaining, whatever happens.
Ziegler, great find, and Lanier's got another 20-point game.
Establish yourself with great spacing. How do you know it's great spacing? Well, he's not even in our frame. That's how good the spacing is. He's so wide.
Rare chance to run maybe for Oklahoma. Tennessee gets back so quickly. Jalen Moore denied by Milicic. And Michigan, who's at the top of the Big Ten. So their non-conference resume features 3 outstanding wins. On the battle for Atlantis, also beating Providence.
You almost have to be a different team on certain nights because you can't really control the way the game's played.
Has anybody had a harder week in the country than preparing for a trip to Auburn and then a game against Tennessee in the same week?
It's absurd.
Here's Meshack, gonna have to be him, and it is. Facing Jemiah is like going to an escape room. You're locked up and you're not getting out until you call for help.
Is he your help?
Milicic, Ampara, my goodness. Big to big lob, timeout, Porter Moser.
It's just been good stuff. This is, look, but the interior post passing, throwing the lob all game there. That play seems epic.
Auburn?
Particularly, yeah, the jungle. Like, when they're that good and they're that fun, like, that play seems, is that 18 or is that a missed shot?
Not sure. Waiting for the official stats, but then what would you think? I would think missed shot. Taylor with the layup. Oklahoma has gone pretty deep into the bench here, and Taylor, I don't know if that's going to be a block or what. He just threw it right on Parra's face.
Big dead ball turnover.
Dead ball ones. Into McGee, and he will dunk it. And that will be window dressing the final score.
He just says, "Where's that been?"
Rick Barnes wins again. All he does is win. 826 in his career, and Tennessee wins game number 20 again. The Volunteers continue to rubber stamp a resume that is looking more and more like a 1 seed and a legit title contender by the day. 70-52, Tennessee demolishes Oklahoma in their first meeting in the SEC.